Common question I receive quite often when we're looking at the velocity banking concept is, does velocity banking hurt the banks, right? Because one might think, well, if I'm paying less in interest overall, then less money is going to the banks. And Denzel, if more and more people find out about your channel and more people start doing the velocity banking concept and paying off debts, do you think the banks are gonna like change the game and change our lines of credits and affect anything? The answer is a big fat no. By no means does velocity banking hurt the banks in any way, shape, or form. Okay? And I'm going to break down exactly why. Okay? So, first things first is by us, the people, educating ourselves, getting smarter with our money, okay, immediately helps the credit unions expand their community engagement. Okay, so local credit unions will receive more business because you're going to the local credit union instead of the bigger major institutional banks. Okay, so you help your local credit union help you help them. Okay, so that's a win-win-win right there. It's not a loss for the major bank, and I'll explain why. As we're doing velocity banking, your credit scores increase, they rise. So therefore, overall, banks, credit card companies, institutions will increase loans and lines volumes. They'll have the ability to lend more money to people that are improving their credit scores, right? That makes sense. It improves your local economy, without a doubt. If you have more cash flow at the end of every month, you got to remember, we're Americans. We spend money, okay? Even when I help you pay off all your debt, right, in a very short period of time, some of you, not all of you, but some of you are going to go right back into debt. You're going to buy another car, you're going to buy another home, you're going to take the wife on vacation and spend money through your teeth. You're like, hey, I know velocity banking. I'll pay that off, honey, don't worry. In 6 months, I know velocity banking. Trust me. I got this, right? So that's our Americanized way. Even if you're an immigrant, Latino, Black, Jamaican, as soon as you get Americanized, listen, those old school saving habits, those things go right out the door. So anyways, overall, improves your local economy. Reduces leverage and risk on big loans for the banks. Think about it. If you're paying off debt at a rapid rate doing velocity banking, the banks are still getting their interest rates, right? Whether it be through the line of credit or the mortgage, you're just paying it off sooner. You're saving yourself money. You're incurring less risks on the bank because less foreclosures will go down, right? Less short sales, right? That's good. And another thing is interest rates remain level. And if you didn't know, banks make the most money when interest rates are low. So by us paying down our debts really fast, interest rates remain level or relatively lower. That's good for the banks. And like I said, people buy more products, more services in your local area, abroad, whatnot. Okay? So those are all the pros for velocity banking, why this concept will not hurt the banks. Another thing, because I had to do a little research on my own, and I wanted to figure out, I'm like, well, what do banks make? How much money do they make? Look, they're bringing in $171 billion a year just off the public, you and I, not private sectors and different industry, off the public alone, $171 billion. Google that. Banks also have over $140 billion in cash value life insurance. And you wonder why I talk about why you should get a life insurance policy as an asset. You wonder why I talk about insuring your kids, right? Getting a policy on child number 1, child number 2, child number 3, just setting up generational wealth, right? Banks do it. Listen, follow the big guys. Why are you listening to the millionaire next door? They ain't gonna help you. You need to be following what billionaires are doing, okay? Another cool thing is $5.3 trillion flows through the Forex market. That's the currencies, right? Money. 5.3 trillion a day flows in Forex trading, all right? By no means you and I getting simple little lines of credits and HELOCs and credit cards are you affecting this game whatsoever. You're not even, you're throwing pebbles in an ocean. You're not even causing, no damage, okay? Here's the downside to velocity banking is banks do not teach this concept, okay? Number one, it takes too long to educate the uneducated, right? So no one's willing to do that. That's why we have problems in our educational system today in the public schools, because teachers don't love what they do, right? And most people just work for a paycheck to pay bills, and right, they don't have the education, the financial education, and majority of people are ignorant, okay? Ignorant is the most dangerous weapon against your mind. Ignorance, which is the lack of information and knowledge. And that's why people perish in this world. So that's the only downside, is banks do not teach it. No one teaches it, to tell you the truth, right? So I did some homework to find out who is teaching this concept, because there are some, but not a lot. So out of the whole entire world, the whole world, okay, this is pretty interesting. There's a company called Renatus, okay? They're a real estate educational company on primarily real estate investing, okay? And they have a service added on into their packages called velocity banking. So they teach it. They're a very large company throughout the United States. The only problem is that's not what they're pushing. They're not exactly trying to promote so much on the velocity banking side. They're more so trying to teach people how to create wealth and how to invest in real estate, become a real estate investor, and right, live the life that you want to live. So you have them. You have small YouTube channels that are touching on velocity banking. Not to the extent that I am, not that I've seen, but they touch on it. And then they have like a byproduct. Oh, get some business credit and we'll help you pay off your debt. Or let me teach you how to invest in real estate. And so it's like you got to go through Joe to meet Sam and, buy this program to finally get to the damn how to pay off my debt, right? So, people are doing this, trying to find ways to pay off their debts, so it's unfortunate. You got VIP Financial that touches on this. It's gonna cost you $1 or $2 to work with them. Now, I'll let you know right off the bat, in my opinion, I love Renatus. I think they're an awesome company in terms of the real estate side and the investing side. It is gonna cost you a pretty penny to invest with them, but in my opinion, it's very worth it. I did it myself. I think it's worth it. You got a guy named Daniel, okay, who is a practitioner in velocity banking, and he has a velocity banking calculator. I'll have a link in the description, and I'll promote his channel. I think what he's doing is awesome. Okay, so, and he's a straight up guy. See, out of this whole list, there's only a few people that I really admire, that they're straight up. They're like, listen, this is the cost. This is how much I charge. Pay it or not pay it. That's it. He's that type of guy. He's got a service and a website, and he's got a YouTube channel as well. So, you know, I like what he does. Dude, straight to the point. He's like, look, you got debts, you want to invest in real estate, you want to do, you know, rentals, I can help you. You got Mr. Wallace, Mr. Connor J. Wallace. I like his content. Not bad. He was probably one of the very first videos I watched on YouTube on velocity banking. And then, you know, with his content and other channels, I was like, dang, ain't nobody really doing it, right? I really don't know what he offers. You know, I went on his website. It's confusing. It's like he does the real estate, does the business consulting. He's partnered with Credit Suite. I personally, I don't really admire Credit Suite too much, but that's obviously my opinion. Okay. Again, I don't know what the heck he offers or his prices, but he's got some pretty good videos on, you know, velocity banking and, you know, talking to people about what it means. But I think in order to work with him, you got to go through Joe and talk to Sue and talk to Sam, and it could be annoying. And then you've got a company called MyEcon, if you ever heard of them. They're a MLM. They're a network marketing company. They primarily focus on cash flow strategies, basically how to increase your cash flow by starting a business. So they're not exactly teaching velocity banking, but they are teaching how to, you know, increase cash flow, build your credit score, start a business. So they've got some cool stuff. I bought their stuff and kept it for a couple months, and I really didn't stick with it because I really didn't see the value in it. We weren't aligned. I was like, listen, I'm teaching this velocity banking. I'm trying to help people, you know, really get out of debt. I'm talking to moms, I'm talking to husbands that could care less about starting a business. It's not their focus. Their business is their 4 kids, is their 5 kids, is their family. That's their business. They don't care about selling, you know, pipe dreams and 6 figures. They don't care about that. That's not my audience. You know, my audience is American households trying to wipe out debt, secure wealth, be able to leave a nice legacy behind for the family, have no financial obligations, no debts owed to anyone, and that's it. Right? If they desire to have a business, maybe the kids do something, or maybe husband has a side business, and that's it. They don't care about this, you know, buy this and tell 2 who tell 4 who tells 10 and 20, and ain't with all that. So that's them. I think it was like 40, 50 bucks or something, you know, for their services. It's peanuts. You've got another MLM out there that they're charging thousands just for this. Just for that. They're charging thousands. Like, it's like $259 a month or $359. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. Get the hell out. What? Get out of here. I ain't with all that. Mr. Daniel here, his price is very reasonable for the service that he provides. I like it. Mr. Wallace, that's an IDK. I don't really know. VIP Financial, I believe their consulting fee is $500 and up. I believe. I'm not too sure. Renatus, their Essentials program is like $3K. Their AIT is like 10 grand, and then their biggest package is 20,000. All, I believe, are well worth the investment if you're someone that is looking to invest in real estate. You want to join a community, You want to be around successful individuals. You've got a lot of straight up people in that company. They're straight up. They're like, this is what we offer. This is what we can do. This is how we do it. Done. You know, so I appreciate that. And then there's me, Denzel, your finance geek, your adopted son, your brother from another mother, okay? And Denzel, this is where my prices lie, okay? So I have a Patreon page where you can just give and be blessed, okay? And you can start low and work your way up. You can start at the very beginning of my channel and work your way up. And I know that you will be equipped with the information to at least start with the concept, get it going, and then you start saving your money, building up your cash flow, wiping out certain debts, acquiring your debt weapon. And then when you're all set and ready, boom, you join my tier 3, you make a commitment, whether it be 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, a lifetime. Hey, only one commitment, 1 month is required to have me work for you. And I put your numbers on the board, step by step. We have lovely phone calls and conversations together. And I make sure that we at least get this mastered. So that you become self-sufficient, so that you can fish for other people, in your area, local community. You're able to reach other families and say, hey, you got debt? Come to this channel, let me help you out. You gotta talk, you gotta watch this channel, right? And then tell me what you think. And then when you're ready, talk to me, I'll help you out. I'll show you how I went from A to Z, from debt to no debt. Sound good? So those are the overall cons to this concept. Is really no one's teaching it, and if they are, you somewhat have to pay through your teeth to acquire the information. Now, I believe this information is very valuable, and you should pay to receive a service. What I did was I was like, well, I'm 22 years old. I don't have a desire to make millions and millions of dollars, although I know I will become a millionaire over time, right? But I'm not gonna make my millions through this concept. This is how I serve people. This is how I give, and this is how I establish the kingdom and apply my leadership skills through people, through you, my community, our family, right? And I do it for these prices right here, right? And then anything above that is what I call a blessing. That is your offering. That is your tithe, your contribution, your giving, right? And you continue to receive content from me every single day, right? And you know, we go over more than just velocity banking. We go over insurance, we go over real estate, we go over, you know, how money works, all that good stuff, all on this channel. It's going to be a hub really for education, starting at a very young age with young middle school students acquiring this information, all the way up to my senior citizens, right? You know who you are. So I hope this video helped you. I hope you make a sound, wise decision on who to go with when you're looking at the velocity banking method. If you choose me, I love you. Thank you. If not, hey, I recommend you check out this gentleman or Renatus. Those are my two, like, just straight up people. I admire them, right? Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your day. Tune in. I'll be having another video out tomorrow.